Last week on the channel, we discussed the absence of big bosses and the option to create unique bosses and unique boss battles. But this week, we're kind of taking that and going a step further with boss rooms and actually boss triggers. Even though there's a lot of bosses in Mario Maker 2, it's almost like the game doesn't even recognize them. It's like the game doesn't know that they're actual bosses, rather just enemies that you can slap down or feed keys in order to get to the next part of the level. I wish that the game actually recognized them as bosses and gave them either a specific little cutscene or some type of end-level sequence so that when you defeat the boss, the level ends. Well, today we're going to talk about everything boss rooms and what Nintendo can do to spice them up a bit. Before we get started, feel free to like the video if you enjoyed, it really helps the video grow, and subscribe if you guys are new to stay up to date on all things Nintendo, and feel free to join the official Nintendo Land Discord where you too can get your name put at the beginning of my videos. So the first thing I want to start off with is before a boss battle begins, you think about how you get to said boss battle. And in the New Super Mario Bros. Games, you have kind of some options, especially with New Super Mario Bros. U. You have the giant boss doors that you can go through, which is probably the easiest way to do this, but you also have boss pipes that shoot you to airships in New Super Mario Bros. U. So it really depends on how Nintendo wants to handle this, but I think the boss doors would not be a big problem. I think it could be just seriously an aesthetic part where you just have a big door and it just acts like a normal door and you lead it to a specific section where you can create your own boss arena. But I think these are needed because it really does help to add that part of the level to make you say, okay, I'm near a boss, or you see the big doors, you're like, okay, let me find an item or a power up nearby before I go in here. Let me prepare myself before the final boss fight. And that's something I think Nintendo could really benefit from. Something as small as running up the stairs on the outside of the castle in New Super Mario Bros. U was so awesome to see the airship in the background and the graphics of the sky and everything nearby, and blasting your way to that airship from the boss cannon I thought was awesome. So I think something like that could easily make a return in Mario Maker 2. Now the next step would be to have some type of boss animation. Now currently in the game, it's just like the boss is there, he appears. There's really no lead up or anything into it, especially with Bowser or Meowser. There's really no type of big cinematic showing, hey, here he is. And I think they should add a little something, like a little taunt from the Koopalings wouldn't hurt anything and would kind of make it feel like an official boss battle. I don't know how to explain this in like really simple terms, but I just want them to dance. I want them to kind of feel like they're an actual character rather than just some type of AI robot that slapped down and here you are, you're in a boss battle and didn't even know it. Yes, you have boss theme music that plays when you encounter a boss fight that you can place down, but I kind of would love it to go coincide with a cool little animation from the bosses, which shouldn't be hard to add because they have a lot of them from the past games that they could literally just bring over and copy. Now, in the older models, such as Super Mario Bros. And Super Mario Bros. 3, they could literally just probably hop up and down and have little tiny sprite animations, but regardless, I think that would help the game look a lot more like a boss battle when you reach those boss battle portions. Now, something else that would be great is to have boss arenas. For each theme, maybe there's a different type of boss area that you could create, or a template or a layout for the boss room. Because right now, just like they're fighting in the regular overworld portion, and you gotta kind of get creative with your own boss rooms, and I think it'd be cool to have a template for this. For instance, lots of the time in New Super Mario Bros., you're outside the castle, or you're in the air, or you're battling like on the airship, the giant mask on the top of the ship, or something like that. So I think they need to come up with a creative way to add a cool background or a cool theme to where you're battling. Lots of the time when Mario's battling Ludwig, for instance, they're going on speeding rails or different platforms that are doing specific things only for boss battles, or consistently moving platforms that continues to move back and forth. And I know you can technically make that, but there are unique platforms made for bosses within these games, and I think those would be really cool to continue on to Mario Maker 2. And it would only be a set of things that you could use for boss arenas and you couldn't use anywhere else, which would make these arenas feel super special and make boss battles a lot more unique. As important the boss battle is itself, it's also very important to make sure that the battle arena is just as fun to play in than to battle the boss itself. And the last really big important part about these boss arenas and setting up a boss battle is how it ends. Because right now, every time you kill a boss, you have to have a way to still get to the goal. You have to still get to the flag or to the axe at the end of the stage, and it really is annoying. I wish there was a way to simply just kill the boss and end the level there. Have a trigger or some type of set point saying that once you kill the boss, the level ends, and it gives Mario his little dance animation where he takes off his hat and he's completed the boss and he can leave, or just the stage ends there. It'd be really simple and incredibly easy to add. You don't have to add any extras at the end of Mario running off the screen. The stage would just completely end and warp out to the next level or whatever you want to do next. That would be awesome. Currently, you'll probably have to fill bosses with keys in order to get to a locked door or to do something else, but it'd be set within that stage, and you could just simply defeat the boss. That's all you have to do, and I think that would work out a lot better, and that way you can make actual enemies bosses as well. Maybe there's one specific giant Goomba in the level, and you gotta kill him because he's the boss, and then when you kill him, the level is completed. Without having to go all the way to the end goal, this could be really something special. But what's your take on the matter? Do you think we need boss rooms, and do you think there should be better ways to create bosses? Well, if you guys missed my last video, I talked about exactly how they should make boss battles a lot different, how they should actually give you more control and more customization over the boss battles, so feel free to check that video out with the end card above. But also let me know how you felt about this boss room idea, and if you had any other ideas that you would like to add yourself. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I will see you guys on the next one. See you guys.